Not all governments operate with the best interests of their citizens as the top priority. People in power can have a hard time resisting the temptation to use that power for their own gain. And many public servants in many countries have been caught up in political scandals and corruption. In some countries, histories of deeply entrenched corruption have spurred political unrest between the governments and their citizens. In this video, we are talking about 15 most corrupt countries in the world. Let's start the video. Number 15. Luxembourg. Levels of corruption in Luxembourg are generally said to be very low, and there is a strong legal framework for combating corruption in the country. Surveys, however, indicate that a majority of the population believe political parties are either corrupt or extremely corrupt. Political corruption does surface. Moreover, a significant number of the surveyed households considered that the government's fight against corruption ineffective and that corruption had increased over the previous 2 years. Number 14. Congo. The Republic of the Congo is located in West Africa between Gabon and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. President Sassou Nguesso has served presidential terms from 1979 until 1992 and from 2002 until the present. He controls much of the state, and all government institutions are susceptible to interference. According to the country's penal code, bribery, extortion, and abuse of office in the public sector are illegal, but enforcement is poor. Vast amounts of money from the state-owned oil company. Number 13. Turkmenistan. The landlocked Central Asian country of Turkmenistan is known for its large natural gas reserves, its Akhal-Take horses, and traditional carpet weaving. It's also known for pervasive corruption. In 2016, amidst the onset of a food crisis in the country, the president's nephew is thought to have benefited financially from a suspicious contract with a food import company that he controlled. Not only does corruption happen at the higher levels of Turkmenistan's government, but it is present in daily life for most people in the country. Number 12. Nicaragua. Nicaragua is located in Central America and is rated as the most corrupt country in Latin America, a region that struggles with corruption and has an average CPI score of 43. The president's wife, Rosario Murillo, also holds a great deal of political power, granting the Du dynastic control of the country. The Ortega Murillo regime is known for repressing political opponents and journalists with imprisonment. Number 11. Comoros. The Comoros is a volcanic archipelago off Africa's east coast. The nation-state's largest island, Grande Comore, is ringed by beaches and old lava from active Miki Carthala volcano. Corruption in Comoros is linked to bribery, nepotism, and drug trafficking. Corruption has also led to the unfair execution of the judicial system and has allowed drug traffic to flourish in the country. These realities have stalled foreign investment in Comoros. Number 10. Libya. One of the major drivers of corruption in the country is wealth derived from its oil reserves, which is connected to embezzlement, bribes, and kickbacks. Corruption became significantly worse in Libya during Muammar Gaddafi's time in power, when billions of dollars were exchanged in illegal deals in the energy sector. Corruption has continued to be prevalent in the country after the end of Gaddafi's reign, and enforcement efforts have proven mostly ineffective. Number 9. North Korea. North Korea's state-run public distribution system failed and collapsed around 1994. This has forced the country's people to work and engage in informal markets where bribery is necessary for obtaining basic goods like food. Large amounts of North Korea's resources are allocated to maintaining its military forces, which deprives the general population. A significant portion of the population is thought to be subject to food scarcity. Number 8. Haiti. Corruption in Haiti exists at the highest levels of government and in everyday life. In recent history, the country has been subjected to a number of natural disasters, such as cholera outbreaks and major earthquakes, which have only exacerbated issues caused by widespread gang activity and the presidential assassination of 2021. There are severe food shortages in Haiti, and drug trafficking activity has increased. Number 7. Burundi. A small Central African nation, Burundi is densely populated and sits in the Great Rift Valley near many of Africa's largest lakes. It is tied with Libya North Korea, Haiti, and Equatorial Guinea, with its CPI score of 17. Corruption in Burundi exists at all levels of the country's political and economic systems. Bribery, nepotism, and embezzlement are all common practices and have negative impacts on the country's economic growth and access to public services. Number 6. Yemen. Yemen is among the 6 most corrupt countries in the world. Yemen is located at the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula and has been subjected to political stability and war since 2014. Political instability in Yemen has weakened government institutions and the country's ability to maintain rule of law. This creates opportunities for activities like bribery, nepotism, and embezzlement to go unchecked. Number 5. Venezuela. Widespread poverty is one of the most significant struggles faced by Venezuelans, and one of the main causes is corruption. Funds intended to relieve food shortages in the country, for example, only brought in 25% of the food expected, and only 14% of it was distributed to those in need. In another instance of corruption, powdered milk was illegally smuggled into Colombia by a state-owned company despite an extreme domestic shortage of powdered milk at the time. Number 4. Syria. Of Syria's many struggles, its ongoing civil war that began in 2011 is at the center. A great portion of the country's clean drinking water sources has been damaged by war, which has led to cholera outbreaks in the country. Members of the World Health Organization, WHO, in Syria have been accused of corruption in the form of bribery and misappropriation of funds. Number 3. Somalia. Somalia is the most corrupt country in the world. It's located in the Horn of Africa on the continent's east coast and is infamous for its pirates and civil wars. Corruption in Somalia exists in both public and private sectors, with government officials and business people engaging in bribery, nepotism, embezzlement, and misappropriation of funds. The lack of a well-functioning central government makes it easy for corruption to flourish, as there are no effective means of combating it. Number 2. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is located in West Africa and is the only country on the continent where Spanish is one of its official languages. The country is also known for its vast oil reserves. Wealth obtained from Equatorial Guinea's oil trade has been one of the primary drivers of corruption in the country, with officials engaging in embezzlement and bribery. These issues are made worse by low levels of government transparency and accountability, combined with limited journalistic freedom. Number 1. Chad. Chad is a country with impressive ethnic diversity. It's been referred to as the Babel Tower of the world for the hundreds of ethnic groups and languages represented in the country. The country also suffers from corruption characterized by bribery, cronyism, and nepotism. If you found this video interesting, please let us in comments below. Also like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. See you next time.